Hi guys, in this video we're going to talk about which are my 3 top favourite fish in my fish room at the moment. And it was someone asked me that question on Instagram a few days ago, so it got me thinking, because I think throughout time it changes, and I think you'll all agree that in your fish rooms that sometimes your top 3 will change. And obviously I've just, on the back of all this new setup and adding new fish to more tanks and stuff, that probably a good time for me to stop, reflect and talk about what are my top 3 favourite fish in the fish room right now. And we'll do it 3 down to 1. And you know what, guys, see if you can guess. Put it in the comments now, have a guess, see what you think, see if it's come across in my other videos which are my 3 favourite fish. So we'll start at number 3. So number 3 on my list is Astronautus crassipinnis, the bumblebee Oscars. Now, that is because it's a fish that I've wanted to keep for a very, very long time. My history in fish keeping is predominantly Oscar fish. So when the chance to own this fish came along, it was something that I had to make happen. And after getting them, they're obviously wild caught, so the personality is much, I would say, much better than your average Oscar, which is pretty good, isn't it? So the personality in them is brilliant. The look of them is fantastic. And the chance to get them at a decent size, around about, was it about 5 inches, I think I got on that, and to grow them out and watching them grow, and they are growing like weeds, is a fantastic thing. Obviously I've got 2, and in hindsight I probably should have bought 1 or 2 more, because one of them is a lot superior than the other. And yeah, I've got to try and make it work. I'm leaving them to it, but they're absolutely fantastic. The bigger one is absolutely just, he's prospering, he's looking amazing. They are a fantastic fish. They're a rare fish, so when it comes to Oscar cichlids, you see Oscar cichlids everywhere, but you don't see these that much. And in the UK, I actually have not really seen that many. This was the first time I've seen one when I got one from Pier. And if you are going to get these fish, you're more than likely going to get them from Pier Aquatics, Wharf Aquatics in the UK. And yeah, absolutely amazing fish. Love the bumblebee Oscar, honestly. And that is number 3 on my list. So what is number 2 on my list? Number 2 on my list has got to be Trigger. Now, I think over time, over the last year or so, I probably wouldn't have put Trigger in my top 3, but I just think of late, especially since I've moved out, he's really, really started to show his absolute potential. You know, for a long time, he was a picky eater and his colours were dull, but in the last month or so, he's really come alive. He's grown, he's had a growth spurt. His colours are absolutely fantastic. And his attitude, his personality has got better, and he's eating a lot better. So we have a better fish. So he is now definitely in my top 3. And he could possibly have been an argument to be number 1, let's face it. But he's not, he's number 2. And listen, every time I post a video picture of Trigger on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, he gets such a great response. He is a fantastic fish, and I've still got more to come from him, haven't I? He's about 11 inches, so he's got a couple of inches to go, and I still think he's got to thicken out a little bit. So watch this space with Trigger. He is number 2 on my list of favourite fish right now. Number 1, and I think probably a lot of you would guess my number 1, it is the Oscura Etrospea. It is just my favourite fish, hands down. And if I'd have done a top 3 every week for the last year and a half, it would have been my number 1 fish. It was the fish that I was sought after most. It was the fish that I just fell in love with when I saw it on YouTube and had to have it. And when I got it, man, I absolutely fell even more in love with it. This fish is fantastic. Now, I've got 6 of them, so that's really lucky. I've got a breeding pair of them, which is amazing. But just to sit and watch a tank with this species in, honestly, they have the colours of the rainbows. Honestly, they are stunning, stunning looking fish. They are really peaceful as well. So in my opinion, in my experience with them, they are really peaceful. You know, I've had a pair breeding in a tank with others in there, and there's no aggression whatsoever. Sometimes the male can be a bit aggressive with the female, but other than that, they are peaceful cichlids. They look fantastic. And obviously right now I've got them in with a group of Spilaris. It looks even better. So these are a fantastic fish. They are a slow grower. and I've had to be patient, which I'm not really patient, but actually what they've taught me to do is sit and wait and be patient and watch these fish grow into something amazing. I have probably got the chance of another pair, which I've noticed is forming. In fact, there's the Etrospia in the fish room behind us. And yeah, these are my #1 fish. And I think it would be really, really hard for something to knock these off the top spot. Now, for a long, long time, the Waru was my favorite fish. And right now I've got an Waru in the fish room, and he has not made the top 3 for now. But honourable mention to the Waru. For a long, long time, they were my favourite fish, and it's nice to have one in the fish room. Just missed out on #3, I would say right now. But again, honourable mention to the Waru. And I've got some amazing fish, so it's not easy to pick a top 3. Now, I could do this in another 2 months, and it could be different. It's highly unlikely that something's going to knock the Etrospia off the top spot, but you never know, do you? Because, I mean, I've got that Inarida Severum now, and that, I am in awe of that every time I look at it. So, yeah, my top 3 are the #1 is the Etrospia, 2 is Trigger the Trimac, and #3 is the Bumblebee Oscar. Fantastic 3 fish. Tell me what your favourite 3 are in my fish room, or just your favourite, whatever you want to tell me. Let me know what you think. See if you agree, and also tell me whether you guessed that they were going to be my 3. So anyway, guys, I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support you give me. That video was just a bit different, a bit of fun. And if you like that kind of content, we can do more of that kind of stuff. And I can, you know, just let me know. But I enjoy doing stuff like that. Sometimes it's nice just to stop, reflect, and think about, instead of just always on the go, you know, working on the fish room. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the shares, comments, everything, guys. I appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, guys, consider subscribing. It's completely your choice. It's dead easy. You just click the subscribe button, ping the bell for notifications, and that just lets you know when I'm uploading more content. And yeah, thank you so much. So I'm going to leave it there, guys, and I will see you all on the next one.